Well, I don't need desktop audio. Someone's in the chat. Adam Muharski. Hopefully I didn't butcher that. I'm just doing a test. Literally, I'm just doing a test right now. Because... let me see if... I'm just trying to figure this out. Because people have requested that I live stream. But also... me and a guy... if you haven't watched this video... 2 guys, 1 dream. Me and a guy we're going to start a podcast. So I think it's better if we live stream it. That way we can interact with people. So yeah. So I'm just testing. Like literally just figuring this out. What is that? Well, that's if you guys can even hear me. I don't know. I don't even know how this works. I've streamed on Twitch. I have done that. Twitch seems easier to use. Maybe because I'm familiar with Twitch, but I'm not familiar with this. But yeah, what do you guys... did this just disconnect? No, I didn't disconnect. Okay. Okay, so this... okay, I think I have it set up now. Think we should be good for now. This should be fine. Trying to figure out... okay, so I'm seeing the charts... okay, you guys can't hear me. All right. Yeah, no, I figured I'm like, let me test out the stream while I make videos. Like, I might just make some videos here while I'm streaming and then just cut it up later. I don't know. We'll see what I do. I'm just making sure everything runs well. So this should have the tag here. There's my webcam looking at my forehead. Patterns. Yeah, so me and a guy are starting a podcast, and we just want to make sure I see when we do it. If we live stream, we can have conversations with you guys and go back and forth and look at any stocks you want me to look at. But when we just kind of do it on our own without streaming, just recording it, I have to do like 2 hours of editing, which is very annoying to sit there and edit a video. I rarely edit, so I hate editing. So if we can live stream, probably next Fridays we're going to do our first live stream, then it saves me like 2 hours of editing time. Let me see. Well, I'm gonna end the stream and I'm still gonna have to figure out how this all works. Have to set everything up and schedule a stream for next Friday, I believe, at around 5 o'clock, because a lot of people come back from work at around that time. So, shout out to Genuine, Pluko, Felix, Aldurant, and Adam Muharski. Shout out to you guys. You're the first 3 in my live stream as far as I know. The first 3. You guys were first. Or I think Adam was first, technically speaking. But, so expect a live stream probably on Friday. Every Friday is what we're going to start doing. More walk and talk videos. Yeah, we do. I need to go outside for sure. Maybe one of these will come out next week. But yeah, I mean, while you guys are here, let me just tell you something real quick, okay? Rich Tech Robotics is a buy. Buy under 2 if it comes down under 2. I'm just gonna go through it real quick. Gonna give you the sneak peek. BB AI is a buy right now. Buy accumulated under 5. Look to sell it at 8 to 10. Netflix is a buy. Accumulated. Look to sell it at 1,500 plus. I'm just gonna run through before I go because this is just a test stream. What Cybl? No, yeah, he's back in the Discord. He's been there. He's still, I guess he's having money problems, so he hasn't paid me my 50, but he'll pay up. He always pays up. He's holding a big bag of Mara stock at $18. So, that's just what he always lumps sums. Like, that's the problem with Cybl, is he always goes all in every time instead of distributing his buys. Like, he could have bought some at 18, some at 17, some at 16, like, right? Like, he could have done that. Instead, he just always goes all in. And then then he's just kind of like, I guess I'm just gonna. He works at a supermarket, so he doesn't make much money. He can only add like $200 at a time every month. So when he averages down, it's not gonna bring his average down much. Unlike the trucker, there's a guy who's a trucker. He's like 57 years old. Trucker Jeff is what we call him. He's very funny. I wish he would start a channel. He's hilarious. He's a little smarter. He actually averages down and doesn't just lump sum. So that's just how it is. You meet all kinds of people when you run a Discord. But yeah, he always does that. I don't know. Felix Aldoret, yeah. Cybl 300k shares, you're fine. You're fine as long as you've been buying under a penny. I think Cybl is absolutely a buy. I was actually making let me go TSM. That's a good long-term hold, but that's about it. Color is a good short. Nvidia, a good long-term hold. Look at that yearly time frame, guys. This is like, if you want to get rich, like I think a lot of people make the mistake of, why do I have the intro label? Let me see. Patterns, strategy. Let's talk strategy. So Nvidia, a lot of people make the mistake of, hey, I'm going to buy stock and trade it and flip it and try to get rich quick, right? But I think you should still have a portfolio of something like this, something like Nvidia that continues to climb higher over the long term. Because that way, let's say you trade while investing in Nvidia, even if you blow up on trading, let's say you just really just get destroyed trading, guess what? You got Nvidia on your side, and you could get rich just off of Nvidia alone. Because you just can't argue with that yearly time frame. Look at that. Look at this yearly time frame. Insane. It has not had a red year. No, it's only had 2 red years here since 2013. Like, I want you to think about that. That's crazy. And so if you bought in 2013, let's go back to 2013. If you just invested in 2013, let's say you started trading in 2013 and you blew up your account at some point, but you were investing as well in Nvidia in 2013. Let's go all the way back in time. We really have to go back. Let's just measure out how much you would have made just holding it for 12 years. It's an insane amount of money you would have made just holding it. So let's go to 2013. Wow. I don't even like, that's insane. Look at that. You would have made, is it really that much? Wow. Really? That's crazy. No. It says here, if you bought in 2013, you would have made, no way, 2,611%. So every $100 you put in, you're essentially, it's going to turn into $2,600, if that makes sense. Which is insane when you think about it. I mean, you have to be willing to hold for like 13 plus years, but so I think a lot of people, that's something we're going to talk about in the next podcast. We need to make sure that people are investing in good companies as well, and not just trading. So even if the trading doesn't work out, hey, I'm invested in Nvidia. I know in 13 years plus, every $100 that I put in is going to be worth, $2,600, which again is crazy. Because if you put in $1,000, it turns into what? 26K? Like, does it turn into 26? Yeah, that's crazy. That's insane. Like, the more you put in, like, just buy Nvidia, guys. That's really the point. RR, what do you expect from RR earnings? Didn't it already have earnings? I don't see anything here about earnings. Wait, let me go to the daily. It already had earnings, no? August 11th. So I don't know what to expect from it. I don't expect anything from it, quite frankly, for the next one. Quite frankly. But short term, I would expect it to retest. See, now you guys got me making a video. This was supposed to be just, let me test this real quick. I expect a retest of 250, 260, because that's where we had to break out to go higher. So last time this happened, right, you can see here we broke out, went to $5, pulled back to around 260, and then had a second pump back to 360. So I think the opportunity here is to buy at that support, because we had to break above it to go higher. So I think I'm thinking RR is a buy at around 260 and look to flip it at 360 for the bounce play at least. If it goes under $2, that would be chef's kiss right there. Chef's kiss, not chef's. Chef's kiss apparently. I used to say chef, but now I say chef because people corrected me. So yeah, RR I think is a buy. So yeah, let's see, where was I before you guys started asking? Yeah, Mara's a buy right now. It's absolutely a buy. Look at that 200. It's just consolidating here. Eventually it's going to start moving higher. I don't know if it's going to happen this coming week, but that one's a buy. Sound is a buy. Just buy it. Don't like, I don't even know what to say. We talked about this in the podcast yesterday. Sound has increasing revenues, a lot of demand / service for the product. So Soundhound's a good long-term hold with the price target of 25. In my opinion, it'll go to 100. It's going to take time as people realize, as people start to become more accepting of AI and robotics. Right now, people aren't ready just yet, which is why AITX is struggling, because people aren't ready to accept AI into their lives just yet, right? The younger generation, yes. I'm talking about the older people, because older people don't really want to adopt the newer stuff. But once the older people die off, it's just going to be nothing but Gen Z and Gen Alpha or whatever's next after that, adopting the new tech. So over the long term, you're going to make a lot of money holding these AI stocks, in my opinion. Nightscope, I love this one, has a Palantir partnership, just like Cybl. So Palantir partnership with KSCP and Cybl. I think those KSCP right now, same thing as Mara, right? Consolidates here, boom, moves to $10 for a nice 40 to 80% depending on where you buy. Consolidating here, we would expect a similar rinse and repeat, because that's all we do. We just look for patterns. UEC, I don't like uranium anymore. I liked it back when it was under 7, when we were like alerting it in the Discord, but not for me anymore. It's too expensive. We want to look for what's close to the 200, not extended way above it, as you can see. So easy strategy. Sing, I don't want to talk about that one, because there's better opportunities out there. Hud is a buy under 100 for long term, in my opinion. OrgT, not interested in it right now. Riot, not interested in it right now. Mars the better opportunity because it's right at the 200. I think Microsoft calls. No, never mind. No. Yeah, if you have any questions, ask though. While I'm here, I'm just gonna go, because once I go through this watch list, I'm gonna leave. Let's see, URA uranium ETF. See, here's the thing about uranium. It was such a good opportunity when it was cheap, but now it's just too far extended. I needed to come back to the 200 for it to be a buy. Palantir, I'm looking at Palantir leaps, calls on this. If it comes back to the purple line, you zoom out on the chart, you look long term, it always comes back to that purple line, and then rallies huge, purple line, rallies huge, purple line, rallies huge, purple line. We would expect a rinse and repeat, right? So, yeah. Palantir calls. There's so much opportunity. People get so scared when the stock market falls, right? Like, oh no, everything's going down. Why aren't things just going up? No one complains. No one cries or complains when stocks keep going up. That's what's funny. No one goes, please stop going up. Please don't go up. Please stop. Please, I hate making money. Please stop going up. No one complains when things are going up. But when things are going down, people start complaining. And that also means it's a good buy opportunity, because usually the sentiment is, it's not moving. Why is my favorite stock that I'm in, big, not moving? People start crying because it's not moving. That's usually your signal to buy, because those people are impatient and they want lots of money fast. Thankfully, Cybl in the Discord, he's more patient now. He back then when he first started at the beginning of the year, he wanted to make lots of money, every day. But now he realizes, like, hey, I just buy, sit in the position, it goes up, I make a lot of money. So yeah, he's learned, he finally learned patience. But that's, it takes time to get to that point. IonQ, long term, I think quantum stocks are a buy. It's literally consolidating at highs. Looks like a bull flag on the monthly time frame. It's a monthly time frame, of course, so it's going to take a while to play out. I would see this break out higher. I would see this go to 60 plus, in my opinion. It's going to take time, though, for that to play out. I think those are good investments as well. MSTR, for those of you who love Bitcoin, I would just... Dude, I can go through this entire watch list, and there's just so much opportunity everywhere. I can go on and on. So it's up to you guys where you want to buy. Cybyl's a buy as well. Cybl, I'm surprised it's still sitting at 006 after that Palantir partnership. Let's see. Anything else here? Quantum ETF. So the Quantum ETF, always take a look at this, because if you look at the quarterly time frame, you'll notice that Quantum, that sector as a whole, continues to climb higher over the long term. It continues to go higher. So any dip on RGTI, IonQ, and the other quantum stocks, just buy the dip, because inevitably it's going to go higher. I think we're going to see that whole sector explode at some point in the future, but right now, just take advantage. I think it's going to be kind of like semiconductors, right? Like you look at Nvidia, and it, like I just showed you, it just keeps going up. So Quantum, we're seeing the same thing. It just keeps going up. Now imagine what's going to happen if you buy now and just hold for the next 10, 20 years. There's going to be a lot of money to be made. I think the best time to get into the stock market is probably right now at the beginning of the AI revolution, the quantum revolution, whatever you want to call it, because you're in early and everyone else is going to be playing catch up. Because we're smarter, right? We're smart enough to recognize like what's coming. Or I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but I don't care for Meta. Big Bear AI. You know what's funny about Big Bear is it looks like a huge cup. This is a huge cup. We would expect a handle and then a breakout back to 10. So this is a buy. I already alerted that in the Discord. Netflix is a buy. Quantum stocks are a buy, so I'm not going to touch that. Ethereum, I don't know much about Ethereum to make comments on it, but I heard it's a buy, but I don't really follow crypto. I mainly just follow Bitcoin and just use that as a signal to buy Mara stock. So not going to pretend like I know that whole set of things. Like I said, RGTI, IonQ, these look like they're ready to break out back to highs. I feel sorry for that one girl. You guys remember that one girl in the Discord? I forgot her name. Polish girl. I forgot her real name, but Polish girl, she bought RGTI, the poor fool. The poor soul, she bought RGTI here at like 20s, and then there was that drop here, right? That 50% nasty drop here, because Nvidia CEO said, "Oh, it's quantum is still far away." She took a 300K loss. I don't know if you guys remember that, or if I've ever told that story. She took a 300K loss because she put like 600K up here, and that was just greedy. That was just greed. She wanted to get rich quick. That was just silly and stupid and lack of it was just a lack of knowledge and experience. But you definitely know for a fact that Polish girl is looking at this stock right now and kicking herself. You know she's thinking, man, if this goes to 20, I should have held my 600K, because then I would not be down 300K. She's gonna be kicking herself for selling when it dropped here. But you just never know what's going to happen, right? It could have dropped and never recovered. So it's always better to just take the loss and move on, and don't be like Sergeant Don't, who's holding a big bag on color stock because he refused to take the loss. I've noticed people don't want to take losses, and I get it. It sucks to lose. I get it, but there's times where you just have to hit that sell button and just take the loss. Funny enough, Sergeant Don't did not take the loss on color stock. He's holding the bag, but funny enough, Cybl actually did take the loss, and afterwards he reflected on it and he said, you know what, taking that loss it saved his account, because he went in big. So his account would have he would have destroyed his account if he continued to hold it all the way down. He took the loss, and now he's actually doing better for it, and he's going to make his money back on Mara for sure once we start climbing. So Sergeant Don't, unfortunately, is kind of lagging behind Cybl. And Cybl's like the bar, right? He's like the bar. If you're doing worse than Cybl, that's not good on you, because he's not the brightest. I hope he's not watching this. He's not the brightest. He doesn't have a college degree. He doesn't, didn't have a great upbringing, all that. I know his backstory. That's why I'm telling you this. Works at a supermarket, right? Like, dropped out of college several times. But if this guy is doing better than you in the stock market, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the bar is pretty low. If he can succeed, then anyone else can. But he's not willing to hold the bag. He will take his losses. He's learned so much this year. Nvts, I kind of don't like it right now. Don't care for it. There's just better opportunities. Let's see what else. APLD is way too expensive, guys. Please don't buy APLD. Please don't buy APLD. Way too extended above that purple line. This was a steal down here, but now, I mean, you're paying a huge premium for it, so please don't buy that. Let me see. TSSI. TSSI is kind of like APLD in the sense that they're doing the whole AI infrastructure thing, but the difference between APLD and TSSI has a low float. So, wait, I'm holding the bag on color down 5K. Felix Elder. Damn, you guys don't take the losses? No, man, I just showed you color. It looks like it wants to go lower. Looks like it wants to go lower right now. So I don't. This is why, like, when you see, like, I took the loss as soon as I saw the drop and they announced the reverse split. I was like, oh hell no, I'm getting out. I am not holding the bag on color. I'm getting out. I took that loss. Like, I did not even like question it. I was just like, I'm out. I can't. I know what's gonna happen. I've seen it before with Mullen stock, where it does a reverse split, then it just continues to tank, does another reverse split. It just destroys you. I've seen this before with Mullen. I think Mullen changed their name, but I don't remember what they changed their name to try to hide, I guess, the fact that they're so garbage. But yeah, color stock is doing exactly what you would expect. It just keeps going down, so it's just going to destroy the ones who held the bag. It's always better to just take that initial loss. Keep whatever, in your pocket, and you'll have that money to grow it. And get your money back on another stock. TSSI, as I was saying, another APLD stock type of stock, another AI infrastructure stock. But the difference between APLD and TSSI is very volatile. It's very volatile. So because it's a low float. So when this thing tanks, I mean, you can see it goes down really quick. But when it rises, it goes up really quick. So there's a lot of money to be made on this one. This is a better opportunity than APLD because of that low flow and because of where it's at. It's under the 200. So this one's, we're already loaded on that one. And Bitcoin, it's at the purple line. Look at that. Isn't that funny? It's a Saturday. And what do you see? Where's Bitcoin right now? It literally, look at that. It touched it perfectly yesterday and today. I don't know why this works. People always ask me, how does this purple line strategy work? Why does it work? And I tell them, I don't know. It just does. I don't know why the price comes down there and touches it and it acts as support, why it always bounces off of that and goes higher. I don't know. It's not like I use a genius strategy. It's literally just a line. And that's it. Like, it's not, I don't know why it works. It just does, and I might as well, right? If it works, why use anything else? Let me see. Bishwa Gurung W to you. This is my first live stream, so I got 6 people in here on a live stream. I just threw up as a test stream. You guys aren't supposed to be in here. I was not expecting people to jump in. The RS screwed us. Yeah, the reverse split on color stock. Definitely, no one saw it coming, and once they started pivoting into Bitcoin, I think it's over. I think it's over for that stock. I think that stock's just gonna go down into the right at that point. The opposite of what you would want to be invested in. So there you go. I mean, lots of opportunities out there right now. People get scared when stocks drop. We get excited because we want those discounts. Lumen? Yeah, I'm not going to tell you to buy that. Felix, I'm not going to tell you to buy that. That hit a high of 550 recently. It's pulled back. This is previous resistance. Yeah, it has a hard time getting above 550 here. I would not buy this. I would buy it at least when it's under 4, under that purple line. Let me look at the weekly time frame. Yeah, so this was in a range here, and then it broke out, so it would probably retest 450 is what I would expect. Yeah, okay, I see. Monthly time frame. Let me look at the quarterly. I don't know anything about the stock in terms of what it's about, but I don't even know what this company does. Never heard of it. What does it do? And what does it? What does this do? Okay, Lumen Technology. I don't know what it does. It doesn't tell me. So, what are the ratings? Cuts price target to 4, 6, 5, 7. I don't know why it's moving. Maybe you know something I don't, but I would not give it a buy. Thoughts on ACHR? Man, you guys, I swear, sometimes people message me like, "Hey, what do you think of this stock?" And it's always some garbage, some like trash stock that's like falling constantly. Alex Petrosky, what are your top 3 buys right now? Let me just address ACHR here. ACHR trending to the upside, huh? Let me see. Let me look at the Bollinger Bands. Okay. Let me look at the MA. Let me look at the EMA. Okay. Likes to use the 50 as support on the weekly. Let's go to the daily. Whoa. I'm liking this one. I love stocks like this. I like stocks like this that pump huge, then come back to the purple line or under it, and then pump again. So if this is going to rinse and repeat that pattern of just fluctuating around that purple line, right? If you guys ever watch Seinfeld, you don't want to be Jerry. You know, you get scared because it comes down and fluctuates down here under that purple line. You want to be Costanza, and you want to buy the dip. And then when it rallies back to the highs, you take profit. And then you buy yourself a Volkswagen or whatever they were buying back in 1980s or 1990s, I should say. Let me look at the monthly. Yeah, what is this, August? Let me look at August, September. So you know what's funny? August and September. This is August and September of 2024. Look at that. You see that? These are red months. August and September. This is August, red month. So does that mean that history is going to repeat and we're going to get a red September? That's the question you have to ask yourself, Bishwa Gurung. It kind of has a history of coming down during those months, right? So let's see, December. Let's look at 2023. You look at December. Look at 2023. August kind of went sideways here, topped out, and then September it just tanked. So August and September, for those of you who know, kind of tend to be weak for the stock market. So I would say be very careful with ACHR. You can see very clearly, even in 2022, it's got a pattern of August and September tend to be very weak. Look at this. August 2022, September 2022. What happened? 2 red candles. So I would be very careful because it is coming down, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if we have another red month. And then it finds support at around 7 on the monthly at least. So that would kind of coincide with us repeating the same pattern that has been repeating for the past couple of years. So I would give AACHR a buy probably at the end of September because it should bottom out at that point if it's going to rinse and repeat the same pattern, monthly pattern as always. The top 3 plays, my top 3 plays, Mara stock. This one loves to go to 30 plus, consolidates around the purple line, and then explodes one way or the other. But if you're patient and you believe Bitcoin's going to go higher, which I believe it will, this will go higher as well. It'll follow, and we should see this at 25 plus. So this is a good one to buy right now because there's definitely potential for like 50 to 100% return. So Mara stock is like my number 1 play. Number 2 play would be Nightscope, another one. Palantir partnership, going sideways. AI robotics. It's got the story behind it too. It's got a good story behind it. People love good stories. So the day it breaks out above 650, I mean, we're gonna rally to 8, then 10. So this is another good one to buy at 6 and under. So Nightscope's like my second biggest play, and I would say Cybl. Where's Cybl? I'm gonna have to look it up. Cybl stock under the purple line. Nobody wants it down here. Then it rallies huge, right? Also has a Palantir partnership. They don't come out with PRs often, but when they do, we get going. And we usually have a pump towards end of year. So right now it's a buy. Just keep accumulating. Don't try to time the bottom of it. Don't try to time the bottom because when it does run, it has these huge green candles where it moves like double .003s or .004s. So even if you bought a .008s, once this thing gets going, it's gonna go to a penny and beyond. So those are my top 3 plays. Why is October usually a green month? I don't know. I don't really know why. I have no idea. Like, I don't know why, but we rally towards the end of the year. I assume because of the holidays, people have more money, people are spending, right? So people maybe put money into the stock market. I don't know. I don't know why that is. I don't know exactly like the reason. I just look at the charts, and the charts tell me the story. So, and I don't know I don't know the companies very well either. So I can't really make a comment on that. I'd be lying to you if I said, "Oh, I know why." I don't know why. I just know the pattern is there. Let's abuse it and take advantage of it and make our money. That's really what it comes down to. So if you guys have any more questions, ask. I'll be back in like a minute. Gonna drink some water. But then I'm going to end it if no one asks questions, because this was not supposed to be a real live stream. It's supposed to be a test. I'll be right back in a minute. All right, I'm back, guys. I'm back. If Mara or any of these stocks start running, do you just let it ride? And the moment it starts dropping, hit the sell button? No. Here's the thing. So here's how you have to think of it. Here's how you have to think of it. If this thing pumps here, you can see here, right? On Mara stock, it consolidated, and then it finally exploded on this huge green candle. And it moved from 1588 to 1788. That's insane. One green candle moved it $2. Then it pulled back to 16. So if you had sold here because you got scared, I mean, you would have missed out on the move to 21. So there's going to be pullbacks on the way up. You kind of just have to think of 21, because my first sell target is 21, right? The most recent high. You have to think of $21 as a magnet. Think of it as a magnet, and the price is going to gravitate towards that. That is the real move. I know that sounds like an AI bot kind of thing to say, right? Like, because you see those bots on Twitter. Hey, follow me for the real move, or for the real price target, or whatever. I know it sounds like very bottish, very like I'm an AI, but the real move is this. This is going to happen. Think of that price level as a magnet. That is going to happen. No questions about it. It's going to happen. It's gonna move there. Think of it as a magnet. All of this right here, I want you to think about what I'm about to show you. This is very important. Pay very close attention right now. Look at this, okay? From 9 to 21, right? If you sold anywhere along the way because you got scared of these dips, you would have missed out on... You would have missed out on, what, 100%? Or a little over 100%. Because you got scared on these dips. But the reality is, this is the real move. If the market didn't have consolidation periods, if the market didn't pull back, if the market had no pullbacks, if stocks just went straight up in a line, this arrow right here, which I'm going to turn blue, this is the real move. All of this price action here, this sideways action, these pullbacks, that's just noise. And that's the biggest thing to take away, is this is all noise. Ultimately, this is the real move here. So you cannot get... And again, it was like a magnet, right? It was like a magnet. It eventually went back to 20. So, I mean, look at $30 up here. Look at this. It always comes back to 30. I don't know why, but it always does. It's like a magnet. So that's how I want you to think about it. Think of these price levels as a magnet. We're going to eventually go there. There's going to be some noise along the way, but we will get there. So the first magnet, I guess to put it that way, is 20. The next one is 30. So there's a lot of money to be made if you have the patience more than anything. And if you see that, hey, all of this is noise here, this consolidation, it's all noise. The real move will happen at some point, even if it comes down. At some point, the real move will happen, and we will eventually go back to 20 and 30. That's at least my thesis. You know, that this goes for any stock, whether it's Nvts, whether it's what's the other one, Cybl. Like, it doesn't matter the stock. Think of those price levels as a magnet. We'll eventually go back there. You'll make your money, especially because it's a stock that we know tends to go higher over the long term, or at least sideways. So that's my answer to that question, Alex Petrosky. Let's see. One last question from me, Nvts. What was your take on that one? Nvts, dude, I didn't hear about this stock until there was like a girl, quote unquote a girl. There was a scammer, as I like to call him. There was someone that just kept leaving comments that were very suspicious, and she was claiming to be a girl, and she was using like an Asian, very cute girl profile picture, and I was just kind of like, this looks suspicious because no one comments that much. But so that's the person that introduced me to NVTS, and I think if it holds here, if it holds 5.7, yeah, guys, I have to deal with scammers all the time. Trust me, it's not the first person. At least I think she was a scammer because she did not want to reveal whether she was actually, who she says she was. So I think it's a buy. It's right at the bottom. I would set a tight stop at around 5.68 because it's better to take that small loss and then just buy it down here at around 5 and under. So I think this is like super incredible opportunity, like great risk to reward ratio here. Like this is the kind of like opportunity you want, like as close to the bottom as possible. You can set a tight stop. If it stops you out, cool. You can get back in cheaper. But if you're okay with holding it long term and you're okay with holding a bag, I guess, then you can just buy here. I mean, it's right at the bottom of that range. It's right inside this rectangle, which is like the buy zone. So I think it's a buy, and you would look to sell. I mean, at the top of the range at around 850 to 950. If it does break out like APLD above 10, it's going to go to 15. So I think it's a good opportunity for sure. In terms of the technicals, I don't really know much about it behind the scenes. But the director sold, apparently, so I don't know if that means anything. Advice on how to sell near the top after a catalyst? What do you mean? Advice how to sell near the top after a catalyst? You're not going to be able to time that, because that's what you're asking. Like, hey, how to sell near the top? Like, you're never going to time that. If you've ever timed the top, you got lucky, because I could have easily sold. Let's say I bought NVTS at 150, and then I sold it at 220, and I thought, oh my god, that's the top. And guess what? At 220, it did pull back to 180. So I would have felt like a genius, right? Like, oh my god, I sold the exact top. But then it rockets to like, $7 and gaps up. I would feel stupid because it's like, oh, I didn't really time the top. I actually sold too early. So you're never going to be able to time the top is the point I'm trying to make. After a catalyst, just, it really depends on the stock, how volatile it is, what levels there are. There's no like universal rule for selling near the top. You just never know. It's one of those things where it depends on the stock. Like if I buy Mara and Mara gets a catalyst, I know for a fact I know it so well that if it does get a catalyst, it's gonna surge like $2, right? So if it surges $2 from here, we're gonna see it at 18, and then at that point, I mean, if you want to sell, you can just take the profit, right? But it really does depend on the stock. It's a little too. It's one of those things where it's gonna have to be a stock specific. It depends on the stock entirely and how it likes to move after a catalyst. So you have to study the stock. Like, how does it like to move when it gets a catalyst, right? Like BBAI is a perfect example. It's a better example than Mara. Mara just follows Bitcoin. So BBAI, you can see here when it gets a catalyst, what does it do? It just rockets, right? And it always goes to like 8 to 10, right? Here it went to 8. So if you know that, then you buy down here at 5, and you know that if it gets a catalyst, there's a very high chance that it's going to go back to like 8 to 10. So you would look to sell at those levels because, again, it's like a magnet, right? So that's kind of like the best way to try to time the top. But you just never know, right? You sell at 8 and then it goes to 10 and then it goes to 15 and you're like, oh, I didn't actually sell the top. So it's kind of like trying to time the bottom. It's just never going to happen. Don't try to time anything. Just, buy when it's cheap and sell it when it goes up, really. I like Nvts. I'm in 200 shares, slowly going into it. Oh, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Again, I don't really know anything about it. I also heard, who's the guy? There's a not famous YouTuber. What's his name? Zip Trader. Zip Trader U talked about Nvts, and I think he caused a pump, right? Do you guys remember that? I don't know if you guys watch that guy. I forgot his name again. Zip Trader U. I'm pretty sure he made a video on it, and literally it had like a pump somewhere around here. I don't remember. So he's a bullish on it, and oh wait, why am I showing BBAI? Nvts. Yeah, so here it is. So the day before, like around here, Zip Trader U made a video about Nvts, and then it had this huge pump. So he's bullish on it. So if he's bullish on it, I think it's a good pick. It's right at the bottom of the range. People don't want to buy it when it's down here because they get scared. I'm not buying it because there's just better opportunities elsewhere, and more percentage return to be made on Cybl more than anything is the big one I'm watching, and KSCP. I mean, a lot of these AI stocks are going to surge once everything gets going, but for the time being, take advantage of the opportunities being given to you. Do you have any to the moon picks that you've been thinking about every day? To the moon picks. I don't really have that mindset anymore of like, hey, to the moon pick. Like, I don't really have those. There's no to the moon pick. Like, there's no like, I don't know what that means. What does that mean? How do you define, Curtis? How do you define like to the moon pick? Like, what does that mean? 900%, 1,000%? Like, I don't have those. I shoot for 50 to 100% and I'm content. That adds up over time. I get that everyone wants the, a 1,000%er right now, but I don't know where you would find those. I've never found those. So if you know something I don't, I'd like to know. But I don't have like a to the moon pick. If you want easy money, just buy Nvidia and sit on it for 20 years, and your money, your wealth will go to the moon. But obviously I just said 20 years. You're probably like, I don't want to wait 20 years. Depending on how old you are, I can't tell by a profile picture, but a lot of the people who watch this channel are like Gen X. So they're kind of on their way out. They're about to croak. So they don't got 20 years ahead of them. So they want to play something a little riskier and, to try to make more. Do you think Cybl will do a reverse split? No, I hope not. That's all I can say with regards to Cybl. I hope not. I don't think they need to do that. They can definitely do a reverse merger. But we'll see. We'll see what they do. Maybe they get acquired. So who knows? Who knows what'll happen with that one? But I'm bullish on Cybl. All right, guys. Anything else? I'm gonna wait 5 seconds, or not 5 seconds. I'm going to wait a minute. If you have any more questions, ask, or I'm just going to end it. Because, like I said, it literally says test stream. I'm surprised people jumped into a test stream. Wow, I've been streaming for 44 minutes. I did not want 44 minutes of talking. This was supposed to be like a 5-minute test and turned into a whole thing. Whatever. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun once I start live streaming with Joey Shaw and talking to you guys, interacting with people, looking at their stocks, all that. All right. I think I'm going to have to call it since no one's asking questions. I will see you next Friday. Peace.